What's up, guys? It's Bumpkins here with a little bit different kind of video than I normally have on my channel. This is not a comic haul video. This is going to be a Lego building video, a time-lapse, of course. Obviously, you guys don't want to watch me build a giant Lego for hours on end. But the other day, I happened to acquire the Lego Daily Bugle set, and it's super cool. It's close to 3,800 pieces. The biggest Marvel Lego set apparently that has been released so far. Legos are ridiculously expensive. Legos have been my favorite toy since I was a kid. But I typically don't buy too many of them anymore because they are ridiculously expensive. I know the licensed properties are more expensive than the non-licensed properties, but regardless, they're just way too expensive for what you get nowadays. But when I saw that this was going to be a set, I couldn't not get it. Spider-Man has been my favorite hero. Spider-Man and his supporting cast have been my favorite group of characters my entire life. The Daily Bugle is central to Spider-Man. I just could not get this one set. So I don't have a lot of big sets like this one. The Voltron Lego set was the last big one that I bought. But I had to get this. Not only is it the Daily Bugle, it comes with 25 minifigures. So yeah, there's a bunch to look at here. So I figured I would go over to my table over here and try to record a time-lapse video of me building it. I've never done that before. I don't know how well it's going to turn out. I don't know how long it's going to be. I certainly am not going to build it all in one sitting. So I don't know if this is going to end up being one video that I record over a few days and cut all together into one thing, or if I'm going to have different parts. I don't know any of that stuff because I've never done this before, but if you guys will just bear with me. I thought, if you want to see the build of this and what it kind of looks like as it's being put together, I thought that might be fun for you to watch if you're into that kind of stuff. So I'll just give it a shot, see how it goes. And then at the end of it all, whenever that is, if it's at the end of this video, which for me will be the end of a few days, or if it's at the end of a series of videos, I don't know. It's like 10:30 on a Friday night. I'm chatting with my buddies online, so I'll probably do that while I build it, which should be fine because, you won't hear any audio anyway. But, yeah, we're going to go ahead and start this. And then at the end of however many videos, we will examine it closely. We'll look at all the minifigures, at all the moving parts, and we'll see what it's like. So let's get to it. Alright guys, so here we are. It's about a week later after I recorded that intro. I think I recorded that intro on Thursday, June the 3rd, I think. And then today is Thursday, June 10th. I have completed the build. Like I said, I didn't know how time-lapse worked. I've never done a time-lapse video on my phone before. I didn't know if I was going to have to split it into a bunch of different videos or not. Apparently not. Apparently 10 to 12 hours worth of building can be compressed into about 6 minutes of time-lapse, which is pretty cool. It's a lot faster than I thought. So luckily, this whole thing could be one video. But all that aside, I have finished the build of the Lego Daily Bugle, and you can sort of see Firestar right there. I'm also using a new selfie stick kind of thing and a new microphone for my phone. So this whole video has been new stuff. Time-lapse never done. Got a new stick for my phone and a new microphone and all that stuff. So I hope it's okay. But anyway, here is the finished product, and we're gonna take a look at more. We're gonna take a look at it up close in just a minute. But so this thing is really tall. This thing is over 2.5 feet tall. This is currently sitting on a table that is about at the height of my stomach, and you can see it. With the antenna, it goes just a little bit over my head. So that's about how tall it is. But there's a whole lot of moving pieces. There's 25 different minifigures with it. I'm going to turn the camera around so that we can take a good look at it. Now, one thing I'm going to do real quick, and I don't know if this is bad or not, I'm actually going to film the next part vertically because, I mean, look, you can't see, we're missing so much of it. So I'm going to actually rotate the camera vertically so that we can see the entire thing. And then I will walk through maybe the different floors and show you the scene that I have set up. All right, so there it is in all its glory from top, there we go, from top to bottom. And it is completely enclosed. I don't have a fancy rotating table yet, so I don't know how well this is going to work. But you can see we've got nice checkerboard entrance. We've got the lobby, and it's got 4 floors if you count the lobby. We've got a fire escape on the side. I'm going to rotate this all in a minute. I love the Daily Bugle sign, the water tower, the radar, or not the radar, the satellite dishes, because it's it's more than just a newspaper. Apparently, it's multimedia company. We've got some fights going on here, and I've got one of the bags stuck to my feet. I'm going to show you the plastic bags here in just a minute that this came in. So let's rotate it around here, and then I'll back up again. And we nearly lost our taxi cab. So I'm gonna take this off the table. This is just a basic taxi cab with a taxi driver. He was one of the minifigures. I'm gonna set that aside though so that it doesn't fall off and get broken. So as we rotate it around, I love the spider buggy. It's on a little rotating 2x2 plate. It just kind of hangs there. I love that. That's a nice touch, nice callback. You guys know I love the 70s comics, and that is a nice callback to the 70s. So we've got the side here. We've got a cool detail down here. Like a collapsible wall, kind of battle damage on the Daily Bugle, if you will. But I elected not to take that out because then I'd have to find a place to keep it. So we've got some boxes, and we've got a little rat, things like that. We rotated around to the back. I love this detail. I love the balcony right here. And I decided to put Aunt May and Gwen Stacy on the balcony. Aunt May is delivering some of Peter's favorite wheat cakes through the door. Peter's office is right here. I'll show you that in just a minute. We'll turn that around, and I'll show you how it all breaks down. A billboard. We've got an air conditioner with a little bird and a nest. And then there's the back side of the roof. And then we're going to turn it around here some more. And again, I'm sorry I don't have a nice turntable. I do plan on getting one, though, to be able to display this better. Let me turn it around just a little bit more. There. Fire escape. I decided to put Black Cat stealing a jewel, although she fell just a little bit. I wanted her to stay about like that. I've got Carnage fighting Blade. And Spider-Ham taking on, or sneaking up on Mysterio, while the Punisher is shooting at him, while some poor bystander is still in the newsstand stand, I guess. So yeah, we back up, and you can see the whole thing. I love Firestar up there. I wish I had her actually shooting or throwing a fireball at somebody or doing battle. It kind of looks like she's just hanging out up there by herself. We do have more. You can see I've got Spider-Man chasing the Green Goblin, Miles Morales taking on Doc Ock, and down here I've got Gwen Stacy and Venom, kind of mixing it up, and then one of my favorites, I've got Daredevil leaping at Sandman. So, again, I know this is vertical. We can't fit it all in. I just wanted to show you the full glory of the Daily Bugle, and pardon my messy comics and stuff back there. This is actually where I film all my comic haul videos. I'm going to do a room tour video at some point, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, that is the entire set from top to bottom. And yeah, let me spin it around one more time just to make sure I get the whole thing. And then we will take a closer look at each of the floors and the scene that I've set up. Little spider web right there. Got a little sort of back door back here to get out to the dumpsters. And I want to make sure I don't spin it off the table as well. You see the side with the fire escape there. This actually does fold up a little bit, but I mean, what's the point? And then we'll spin it back around. And there it is. So let's take a look at each one of the floors. I'll show you the scene that I've set up, and then I'll show you how the walls actually come off so that you can get inside, because I've got some more minifigures in there. Alright, again, this is why I flipped the video vertically just for a minute. I know it looks weird with a horizontal video, but see, you know, you don't really get the full splendor of the whole thing looking at it like this. But now we can get a little bit more close up, take a look at Daredevil leaping at Sandman. I thought that it would be cool to have the two of them fight. I tried to make my own scene with the minifigures, but I did steal a little bit of the inspiration from the front of the box. You know, obviously you need to follow the directions to build the set, but then there's no instructions for where to put the minifigures, and I'm not the most creative guy, so I took a little bit of inspiration from how they had the minifigures on the front of the box. I believe they had Spider-Man like that as well, swinging off the bugle, hanging on to that little flagpole. Now, Green Goblin is meant to go here, though, because he is busting out of Peter's office window, so he actually is meant to go there. So I put Spider-Man and Green Goblin in the same position that they were on the box, and I put Daredevil and Sandman. Sandman, I think, is actually sort of more or less meant to go there, too. It looks like he's meant to be busting out of the ground. So I stole that scene as well. But the rest, I sort of came up with myself, and I started to feel it after a little while. So, again, we've got Daredevil leaping after Sandman, coming down on him, while the Punisher is going to shoot up at Mysterio with the poor bystander in the newsstand there. And Spider-Ham is sneaking up on Mysterio as well. Oh, real quick too, this is a really nice detail. So this is kind of like a big, like a Jumbotron kind of thing, streaming across the front of the building. The DB News, that's why they need that giant antenna on top of the building. Dr. Kirk Connors, Professor Miles Warden, and Scarlet Spider. Unfortunately, they don't have a Scarlet Spider figure in this set. Breaking. Villains promise to stop being bad guys. Can they be trusted? All right. So Gwen Stacy's shooting some webbing at Venom. We move on up, like I showed you just a minute ago. We've got the Green Goblin busting out of Peter Parker's office window, and Spider-Man is swinging after him. This is actually flexible, like sort of like a string. So I wanted to keep it as taut as possible so that Spider-Man wouldn't just be dangling. If it were a firmer plastic, I wouldn't have him holding onto that little piece, but I wanted to make it look like he was swinging, and if I didn't do that, he would literally just be dangling right here. So I set that up. And then Doc Ock is sort of hanging on to one of the legs of the Daily Bugle sign, while Miles Morales is also doing some acrobatics off of one of the flagpoles, shooting some webbing up at him. And again, the spider buggy, the Spider-Mobile, is running up the side of the building. I guess maybe Spider-Man drove it up there and then left it. Over on this side, like I said, we've got Black Cat swinging away with her whip, stealing a jewel. I don't really know where she got the jewel from. I don't know why the Daily Bugle has jewels. Carnage here versus Blade. I don't really know what... I guess Blade, maybe he's jumping off of the fire escape. I couldn't really find a good position for him. I might try to rotate him around a little bit. And then a closer look at the billboard on the back of the building. And Aunt May going into Peter's office, which again I'll show you in just a second, with a plate full of wheat cakes. And Gwen Stacy just looking out over the rest of the city. Nobody down here, but again, here's the little enter and exit door with some dumpsters. And these actually have things in them, if I can get them out with one hand. Yeah, so like some hot dogs and some fruit in there. And I think the other one has... I'm not sure if I can get that off. There we go. Some cans. Put that back on. And then on the side, like I said, we've just got some cardboard boxes and a rat and a sewer covering. Not really sure what that's supposed to be. Is there anything on the... Oh, like an electrical box. And then we've got that breakaway wall. All right. So that is the scene that I have set up, and that's pretty much how I'm going to leave it. I'm actually going to display this in the library that I'm putting together, which I will show you in an upcoming video. I'm going to do a room tour video of my man cave and the future library. It's super messy down here right now, but I'm going to show you all of that. But let me show you what it looks like on each of the floors. So on the bottom floor, let's see, there's a little claw, like a little claw piece, and this door actually slides. And I know it focused on my hand instead, but you can see that door slides right there. I don't actually have anybody on the bottom floor, and unfortunately the front of the lobby doesn't come off either, so it's really hard to get things in there. If you can see right back there, see that sort of red box back there? That's actually a really cool vending machine with like 3 or 4 different cans of soda in them. There's a guard station. It's really hard to get in there though, because the front doesn't come off. So I don't know how much I'll be able to show you of that. But then on the next floor, so what we're going to do is let us take off Venom, because he's not actually stuck to anything. He's just sort of wedged down in there. So I'm going to take him off. And this is how each of the floors work. I'm going to try to do this with one hand. So you see this, this is where the floor, each of the floor ends, and each floor has this. You can see where there's sort of a separation here. They use a lot of these like rail type pieces to make it decorative, but also as a way to give you something to sort of grip onto. Like I can put my fingers behind here, and it's very subtle. They're only attached by like a 1x1 stud on the bottom corner of that wall, the bottom corner there, and I think maybe a couple in the middle. But it's real easy. I'm just going to very gently tug, and it's going to pop right off. And so there's the wall. There's the front wall right there. I'm going to set that down. And you can see the inside of the second floor. There's some desks. There's some monitors. I do have one character in there. I don't remember his name. That's not Joe Robertson. But there's some donuts and a coffee pot, some filing cabinets. So you can see the desk back there in the back. There's another desk here and there. Each floor in the same spot has that elevator with little buttons and an up and down arrow. It's not a real elevator. Those are just, I think they're 2x8 like smooth plates hung vertically to look like elevator doors. So it's not an actual working elevator, but it's on the same exact spot on every floor to make it look like a working elevator, which is pretty cool. So that's the second floor. Now this next one, I don't think I need to move anybody because the Green Goblin's glider is actually attached to the wall here. So I can very gently just, let me do it with my right hand. Hold on. It's a little bit tricky with one hand. There we go. So that comes off as well. So you see that piece of the wall, he's actually part of the wall there, so we can just gently set him down as well. And there's the next floor. So this is Peter Parker's office. Now, it is a little bit weird to have Spider-Man here and Peter Parker there, but I didn't know what else to do with him. So I just sort of sat him in there. Maybe we could say it's Ben Reilly. I don't know. Maybe he borrowed a little bit of Stark Tech and it's a hologram so that people see that Spider-Man and Peter Parker were in two different spots. I don't really know. But I had to put him somewhere. I didn't want to not include him in the set. So I put him there. He's got a couple of sticky notes on the wall. He's got a portrait of Spider-Man for some reason. I guess he got a really bad office because his office door doesn't even have a door. And it's half blocked by this filing cabinet on the other side of what looks to be the supply closet. So there's a couple of cardboard boxes here. There's that back door. You see Aunt May with her wheat cakes back there. That's why I put her back there. She was going to come in and give him some breakfast. Got a camera, box of pizza. He's got a spider and a web up on the corner of the ceiling. And then there's this guy. He's another random character. They did give all of these minifigures names. I mean, obviously the ones we know, but everybody else has a name too. But I don't remember his name. He's just a random office worker. But this copy machine is really nice. And I actually modified this piece to, this was a 1x4 smooth plate, but I've swapped it out to be a 2x2 studded plate, and then a 1x2 studded plate, and then a 1x2 smooth plate, so that he could actually stand in front of the copier. I wanted him there. I could have put him down here. There's plenty of room down here. I could have put him at one of these desks. But the copy machine is too cool. Let me, if I can bend him. Oh, he's super flexible. I like how there we go. I like how the copy machine actually lifts and opens and closes. So I wanted him to actually be using the copier. So I modded the floor just a little bit so that he could stand there. And I think I messed this up now. Actually, let me open it further. There we go. So yeah, he's using the copier. Poor Peter's office is in the supply room, or is in the back of the supply closet. And then, like I said, around the side, we've got Aunt May and Gwen Stacy going in. So there's the back side of his office. And they are going in to visit him. Maybe they've already been there visiting and they stepped out for some fresh air. I don't really know how they got up there otherwise. Maybe they came off the elevator right there and went out the door. I'm not sure. And then there's the last floor, which is the top floor, which I think is pretty cool. Now, what we'll need to do for this is I need to take off Doc Ock. He's pretty easy to come off. Miles can stay and Spidey can stay, but I need to unhook his web. So I'm just going to let that hang down for a second. And then same thing. Oh, and the Spider-Mobile, I think it'll be okay where it is. And we can just pull that down too. So again, there's the wall. I'm going to sit that down here on my stool. There's some more comics and messiness. And we've got Betty Brant's office, secretary in the 60s. She's the assistant. She was the assistant to J. Jonah Jameson. She is her ace reporter in her own right nowadays, or at least she was in the 90s, early 2000s when, that I remember. We got a TV up in the corner. The elevator again. She's got herself. I love the on her computer. There's 99 missed calls from Eddie Brock. I think that's pretty cool. So Jonah has a door into his office. There is Robbie Robertson, and Jonah is at his desk. Now, if you notice, everybody's looking out the front, right? This dude at the copy machine's looking out. This guy's looking out the front. And so the way I position this is that there is a giant, we saw it, right? There's a giant battle going on out front of the Daily Bugle, and everybody's looking at it. Betty's really happy about it for some reason. But Jonah's not too happy. Robbie is watching the chaos unfold. And so they're all looking out the window. And it's pretty cool because even with the windows, or even with the front of the building on, you know, you can still kind of see, you can still see them through the window, which I really like. Real quick too, I was talking about how the front wall attaches. So it's really just a 1x1 stud there. Let me focus that. A 1x1 stud there. Sits on. These are actually 1x4, or I think this one's 8 smooth plates, or actually that one's an L-shaped smooth plate right there. But anyway, regardless of what it is, there's a 1x1 surface area for the wall to just sit on, to rest on, and then another one on the corner. But it's held in place by up here. You know, there's some pieces underneath too. So once it's not just going to fall down. Once you get it in and sort of wedge it underneath, it's made to just sort of kind of get wedged up underneath there. You know, that's a good example. I'm not pushing on it yet, but it's not going to fall out. So that's really, really nice. It's a really nice way to be able to get into the building. When I first saw this set, I assumed that either the back was going to be completely open, or that there would be hinges maybe somewhere on the side that it would fold open. There's plenty of sets that do that, but no, they went full enclosure, and you can actually pop the front off, except the bottom. Now this, like I said, this looks like it would come off the same way, but it does not. This one is firmly attached. I believe that the floors, actually, you can actually pop them off pretty easily, but I'm not going to do that because I'm one-handed right now. I think you can see well enough, except for the first floor. Maybe I will take the floors off and get a nice picture of the first floor. There's nobody in there, though. It's just a guard's desk, some chairs, and that vending machine is really all. Maybe we can take let's pop off the side panel one more time. There's the vending machine. You can see a little bit better. See, it's got 3 cans of soda in there. I really like that nice little touch. They put a lot of detail into the set, even for a lot of places that aren't very easily accessible. There's still a lot of detail. They didn't really leave any corner empty. So you can see there's the guard's desk. There's a little door right there that presumably the employees have to swipe their badge and walk through. But there's not a guard in there. So maybe they should have gotten Willie Lumpkin if he's not busy guarding or being the doorman for the Baxter Building, or the mailman for the Baxter Building. Or was he the mailman or the doorman? I don't remember. And then there's the elevator. So that's you can kind of see the inside of the lobby there, and you can see the black and white checkered entrance. But yeah, so that's it. That is the entire set. I really like the detail on the ground as well. So it kind of looks like part of it's paved, and then there's some damage to the road or to the walkway, I guess. Especially with Sandman, busting out of the ground. But that's it. That is the entire thing. One thing I'm going to spin around too, I want to show you what it came in. So let's spin around it again. Messy room, apologies for that. So here's the instruction manual, and you can see how thick that is. It's like a trade paperback. So yeah, that's as thick as the instruction manual is. Got a little bit bent up when I was building it. It's okay. And then here's the box. Whoops, there goes the taxi. And again, there's the taxi, but it's just a regular old taxi, so no worries there. So there's the box that it came in. You can see, like I said, I stole inspiration for Daredevil and Sandman and Spider-Man and Green Goblin. And I guess I copied where Doc Ock was too. Oh, I didn't think about putting Firestar out there. That's the thing. You can make these. There's a lot of little accessories and little claw pieces and extender pieces and things like that. You can put these where you want it, but I like the way I have it, so I'm going to leave it. But anyway, there is the box, the big box that it came in. So half of the bags were just inside that box. The other half of the bags, the bags were numbered 1 through 16, but if you've ever built one of these big Lego sets, you know that there might be 2 or 3 bags labeled number 1, 2 or 3 labeled number 2, and so on. So there were bags numbered 1 through 16, but each one of those were probably at least 2. So there's at least 32 bags, if not more. So half the bags were just in there. The other half came in this smaller white box, I guess just to keep it separate. So that white box was in that bigger box. I guess just a way to maybe give little bit more protection for the bags or something. I'm not really sure. And then one thing that I always do until the end, I always make a big pile of bags, and there is the big pile of bags right there. So it's a giant pile of empty plastic bags. It's a lot. It's probably the most plastic bags I have ever seen from a Lego set. I know there's bigger sets out there. I think this might be the biggest one I have. Maybe the second biggest was the Lego Voltron from a couple years ago. There's plenty of plastic bags there as well. So a lot of plastic bags, but a big old box and another nice size box inside that big old box. But that's it, guys. That is the Daily Bugle. I hope I didn't call it the Daily Planet in this video. But there is the Daily Bugle. I will put it back together. I'm going to take some pictures and post them on Instagram. But I wanted to go ahead and, make this video. So check out Instagram. I don't know when I'll get the pictures up. Probably a little bit after I put this video up. So go there if you want some close-up pictures, or if I went too fast through everything. But I'll get this bad boy put back together, and we'll get her displayed. So guys, that's it. I appreciate you watching. Again, I'm sorry, I don't have all of the professional, the cameras and the turntables and the mics and all this stuff. I'm a small YouTube channel. I'm just a guy who reads comics and builds giant Legos. But I appreciate you watching. I just wanted to, this was too monumental of a set to not make some kind of video for. So I know it was super low rent, super unprofessional, but hopefully you got a nice look at the giant Lego Daily Bugle. I don't buy too many Legos this expensive. This may be the most expensive Lego set I've ever built, just because Legos are ridiculously expensive. But I had to have this one. Spider-Man has been a big part of my life for my entire life. So, and the Daily Bugle and these cast of characters with him, not just the heroes, but his supporting cast, have been the characters that I've grown up with. I've literally grown up with this setting and all these characters. So I had to have it in Lego form, especially since Lego has always been my favorite toy as well. So this set was tailor-made for me. So guys, again, sorry for the low quality of this video, but hopefully it was entertaining if you like this kind of stuff. If you liked this video, I do have another larger, not this big, but I do have another large set of something that I've had for quite a while that I've never put together. But now that I sort of have an idea about how the time-lapse works and all that, I very well may do another video putting that together, but I'm not going to tell you what it is just yet, so you'll have to stick around for that. So guys, I appreciate you watching this. If you like this video or any of the other videos on my channel, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give it a sarcastic thumbs up. If nothing else, leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you picked this setup, or if you have any other large sets like this. Are you looking to get this? Was this helpful to maybe help you make a decision on whether you wanted to get this or not? Just anything you want to talk about. I love comic books and comic related things, so I love talking about all that kind of stuff. I could talk about that kind of stuff with a room full of people or just to a camera. Guys, thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.